is your identity as a player? Do you know it? What are you about? Because college coaches, when they come to recruit you, they want to know, does that kid have substance? Are you the dunker? Are any of you guys just like that transition guy, the dunker that doesn't really play any defense? He leaps out on the board, and 5 or 6 times per game, he gets that transition dunk. Okay, and he thinks he's impressing all the recruiters and the coaches and the writers. You know, there are 1,000 transition dunkers in the Midwest. And typically you're the first one that gets crossed off the recruiting list.
For the seniors, who knows how many core courses you need to have to be NCAA eligible? 16, excellent. So 16 core courses. So when we're talking core courses, we're talking English, math, science, social science, maybe foreign language. So, you know, your basic academic core courses. So when the NCAA is looking at your transcript, anything that's not your core, anything that's not a core course, they're disregarding. When they calculate your GPA, they're just using those core courses. So what's important for you is to make sure that, are you on track to hit that? Are you on track to have the required number of English classes, which is 4. You need to have at least 3 math classes. You need to have at least 2 science classes. And then you need to have 1 more of anyone in any one of those categories. You need to have 2 social science, and then you need to have 4 additional core courses. So there's a bunch of requirements within that 16. So what's important for you to know is, if you haven't already, you need to sit down with a guidance counselor, with your parents. The NCAA publishes all this information on their website in terms of how many courses you need in each category. So you want to make sure that you've looked at your transcript and you talked to your guidance counselor, that you're on track to meet that, so that when you are ready, that you feel like you're ready to play basketball at that level, that you're also academically ready to compete at that level. So that's for our 2015 graduating class. 2016 and later, raise your hand. All right, so the requirements are changing. So this is important for you guys to understand. So there's going to be some changes. Still going to be 16 core courses, but there's some changes coming. And the big one is, first of all, you have to have at least 10 of those core courses completed by the end of your junior year. So those of you going into your junior year, you got to be thinking about that now. They want to make sure that you're not just focused on your academics when you hit senior year and say, hey, I might be able to play college ball, so maybe I should get my academics in order. You got to be focused on that stuff all the way through high school to make sure that you're really academically prepared.
A lot of you said, well, I don't know what to ask. Well, I'm going to tell you a few things you need to ask. Number 1, players or parents, if you're on the phone, number 1, has the head coach of that school seen me play? Has the head coach seen me play? If the assistant coaches are right now are the only ones that have seen you play, you're probably not at the top of their list. That doesn't mean they're not going to recruit you, doesn't mean that they're not interested in you, but you're probably not at the top of the list. Now you're gathering information from them. They're going to call you and want information all the time. Where are you going to be at? You know, how's it going? What other schools are calling? You know, what level you get in? You got to get information from them. Okay? If the head coach hasn't seen you play, that's a little bit of a red flag that you're not at the top of the list and you're getting information. Second, if the recruiting process has been going on for a while now, is that school going to come to do a home visit? Because that's the next step. If you're going to be a senior to be, they're going to come in this fall and want to do a home visit. Okay? So at some point, you need to ask them, is your staff, your head coach going to come into our home and do a home visit? And if they say, yes, we want to do that, then schedule it right then. Find a date that works for you, works for them. Believe me, if they're at the top of the list, they're going to put the date down.
You have to play with confidence. This game will bring all of us to our knees. I mean, it's like my golf game. You know, I go out there, some days I can hit the ball and it goes straight. And then some days I hit the ball, I don't know where it's going. And it's just, you know, and that's how it is in basketball. You can go out there, you can play well for 5 or 6 games, but there will be games where you don't shoot well. There will be games where you're going to turn the ball over someone. But you can't let that break you. You see, to become great at anything, when you get knocked down, you got to get back up. You got to have that confidence instilled in you to get back up. If you go out there today in some of the station drills and your shot is not falling, or you may not gotten the drill exactly right, still play with confidence. Still play with confidence. If you start out today in your team session and you miss your first 3 shots, don't be afraid to take that 4th shot. You better take it if you're open. Now, if you're not, pass the ball. But if you are open, be able to take that shot. You gotta have a memory that where you're not thinking about the last mistake, or you're not thinking about things that could go wrong. You're thinking about things that could go right. Confidence is everything in sports, especially in basketball.
Imagine your life being in a car, and when you get in your car, you get a full tank of gas in. The catch is, there are no gas stations and no refills. You have to make it to all of your best destinations throughout your life before your car runs out of gas. All of you today have a full tank of gas, and you're looking for the right destinations to use. In this pursuit of your destinations, you will make turns, you will hit roadblocks, you will take alternate routes, encounter resistance, you'll find a job, you'll get fired, you won't like your boss, your coach won't play you enough minutes. This is all part of the trip in your vehicle. The people who get to their destinations the most efficiently are the smart ones, the ones who map out their routes before ever pushing the gas pedal. Preparation. In life, you must plan before you move.